Hey, are you thinking about getting into air guns? Maybe you've been thinking about it for a while. Maybe you're already into it. I'm going to show you a couple of things here real quick. This is a 1377 pistol. It's a multi-pump pistol. Just pump it up a few times to 10, somewhere in that number. And it's just a single shot. Drop your pellet in right here. Pump it up some number of times. And it's ready to go. If you like to tinker, this also is a 1377. It's been modified just a little bit, okay? So you got the buttstock back here. You can change the length on it. It's still a multi-pump. It now has a 24-inch barrel on it, and this is just a little center point scope. Works pretty good though. This is a stainless steel shroud that goes on here. And that's something that I built. My wife built a little sleeve that goes on here to camouflage it just a little bit so it's not quite so shiny if you're doing pest control. It's 24-inch barrel off of, I think it came off of a Benjamin Discovery, I think. I built this several years ago before I even thought about starting a YouTube channel. And did put the steel breech option on here. This thing works pretty good. I'll go outside and give you a demo on this, show you what it can do and how much fun it can be. So you can do anything from mild to wild. Is it worth the time? If you like to tinker, this is worth the time. This one, I stuffed the piston rod with, well, there's lots of videos on that. I don't know what all YouTube lets you do anymore. If people are interested in stuff like this, I'll see what goes with air guns and what doesn't. But I'll go shoot this thing now and show you what it does, and then we'll come back and talk about it. Okay, I am going to shoot this with 10 pumps. Generally what I do is I cock the thing first. Oh, there's a tick. There's a dead tick. I hadn't seen one of those in a long time. I cock the thing first just to take the pressure off the valve. It's probably not necessary on this, but I'm just going to pump this for you one time and then I'll edit out the rest of it. I just want to show you that it's 10 pumps. And that little tick when I open it up is the way I've modified the valve. It gets a pretty good puff of air every time. I'm just going to show you that one time so that you can see the velocity stays consistent through the rest of them. That way you know I'm still pumping it up 10 times. So I've got the target at about 28 yards. Just shooting off these bags. And this is not a bench rest gun, but for pest control, I think it is acceptable. Adjust the chronograph a little bit. This is the FX, the original version, and it is kind of picky. I've got a Garmin coming in, should be here in a couple of days, and whenever it gets in, I'll do a comparison with the FX and the Garmin. Let you see what that does. If the Garmin does what it's supposed to, I'll be pretty happy. This one does okay, but it's real picky about placement. So let's see what we can do on this target.
629.
Just for the record, these are 10.34 grain JSB Hades.
633. 636. 638. 638. 638. 638. 640. 640.
Oops, I kind of pulled that one. Do one more. I slipped on my bag.
640.
Okay, now I'm going to save this string. Now, I haven't shot this over a chronograph with more than 10 pumps. So let's do that now. Standard deviation on that, low was 637, high was 640, standard deviation is 3.2. Not too bad on the pump, I don't think. So let me save this string, and I'm gonna start a new string at 12 pumps. And I don't know if I'm gonna do more than a few shots. Let me throw another piece of paper on there just for fun, see what the group looks like at 12 pumps. I don't know if this will have a POI shift or not, but I know the Hades generally like to go a little faster than what I'm shooting them at out of this.
668.
That's a pretty big shift, if that's consistent, if it wasn't a flyer.
673. 673.
Looks like it opened the group up.
673. 675.
That's pretty consistent. Let's go to 15 pumps for a few shots. Let's see. Yeah, that was 5 shots. And let's see what we were. Standard deviation was 2.3. Had a high 675. Low of 668. And standard deviation 2.3. I don't really recommend pumping this 15 times. I haven't ever had a need to do that, but just because we're doing an experiment right now. Okay, this is 15 pumps, which is not necessary for pest control.
701.
701, okay. Well, it's still increasing.
705.
705. So I think, looks like that opened the group up based on those 2 shots. The first pump actually felt like it had some retained air. I can't really tell if this thing retains air or not just by dry firing it because it's so quiet. I can't tell the difference between 1 or 2 pumps and no pumps.
705.
So it looks like we're stabilized there anyway. I am positive it's retaining air now. We'll do 1 shot with the no pumps.
703.
Okay, so that's where it's gonna probably level off. Save that string just for fun, and I'm just gonna put a pellet in it and see if it'll shoot. 0 pumps, see what kind of retained air we have. And I'm gonna aim a little high because I'm pretty sure it's gonna hit low. It shot, but I don't even think I hit the backboard, but I think even aiming a little bit high, it was way low. So there you go. Let's go inside. So, you know, some people have good luck all the time. Here's the way my luck usually runs. While I was out there shooting the modified 1377, this showed up. So I'll have to do another video, and I'll compare this with the FX chronograph for placement and, I mean, accuracy. Unless there's something wrong with one or the other, I think the accuracy is going to be comparable. I just think this will be a little more versatile on placement, a little less picky, if you want to call it that way. Anyway, back on the subject at hand. The 1377, whether you do the stock pistol or the modified version, I do not recommend, 12 to 15 pumps. You don't need that. The velocity I had was with 10 grain pellets. When I do the test on the Garmin, I'll throw some other pellet weights in there just so we can check that out. With a lighter pellet, of course, the velocities are going to be up into the 700s, I think. I haven't specifically tested this that I can recall, so it'll be kind of a surprise for both of us, but I do have some 7.9 grain pellets, and I'll throw those in there and see what they do out of the rifle barrel. I don't shoot the pistol too much. in the backyard. It's a little louder than the modified rifle is, and it's actually a lot louder than the modified rifle, so don't shoot it at the house very much. One of the reasons I don't recommend pumping this more than 10 times, you saw there wasn't much return for the energy that you put into it. You didn't get that much more velocity out of it. You didn't get that much more energy out of it. You expended more energy than you got in return. And it's stressful for the gun. This has a little pivot pin in it right here. Now the one that comes in from the factory is just a pressed roll pin. I made this one. It's just got a couple of O-rings for retainers so that you can get that out pretty easy. If you feel like you need more power than this has, Crosman just came out with a 3622. I bought one 3, 4, 5 months ago. I don't remember. I haven't had a chance to shoot it, so I don't know what it does. This one I bought in 1975. This is a Sheridan Blue Streak, and it has beautiful furniture on it. I don't shoot this one very much anymore. It's 20 caliber, but it still works just like it did when I got it. And it is a beautiful gun, but it's very not backyard friendly, so it doesn't get shot here much. I had to fabricate a scope mount for it. It works pretty good though. I just choose not to shoot it here because it's a little bit too loud. I just don't want to annoy my neighbors. I'll try to do some testing on the 360. It's a 362. I might have called it a 3622. The 3622 is a PCP version of the 362. But I'll do something on that. I'll catch a weekday when my neighbors are at work or something, and that way I don't annoy anybody. I still work full time. I'm going from here 90 plus hours a week at work. I just work this stuff in when I can. I'm getting close to retirement. Once I get into my retirement years, I'll probably pump up the volume on videos, but for now, I do what I can when I can. I appreciate everybody, and I'm going to throw a video up over here that you might like. YouTube's going to throw one down here that you might like. I'll catch you in one of those, or I'll catch you down the road.